Ravens flock, what's going on? I hope everybody's having a good week so far. So I wanted to do a quick recap of the game a few days ago, the Falcons versus the Ravens versus the Falcons. Final score was 13-12. Wasn't too exciting of a game necessarily, but again, it's the preseason, so I don't think people should have very high expectations for it to be like these amazing games. You're just more so trying to see what you got in some of your young players and some of your backup players. Speaking of backups, our backup QBs had a very good bounce back game for the most part. Josh Johnson, who looked absolutely terrible last week against the Eagles, he had a good bounce back game. I believe he went 11 for 11. He threw for like 123 yards. Also, Emory Jones had a good bounce back. He went 7 for 9. I believe he also threw for 100 yards. So had some bad luck last week where he came in at the very end of the game, got strip sacked, and that strip sack allowed for the Eagles to kick a game-winning field goal, which was the first loss that we took in the preseason in about, I think, 12 years, something like that. But Emory Jones definitely had a bounce back game. Josh Johnson had a good bounce back game. In general, I think that Emory Jones should easily beat out Devin Leary for the QB3 spot. And if I'm being honest, I think there is a possible case to be made that Emory Jones could beat out Josh Johnson for that QB2 spot. It might seem like a reach right now, of course, because Josh Johnson just came back and did what I was expecting him to do in week one. Like, even though Josh Johnson isn't the best quarterback in general, you're talking about a 14, 15-year veteran who's played on countless teams. You're not expecting him to go into the preseason looking as bad as he did last week. So that kind of made me very concerned. Even though he bounced back very well this week, in the back of my mind, I'm just like, man, I don't. It seems like the floor for Josh Johnson is just extremely low. And part of me just wants to see Emory Jones kind of get a spot to be that QB2, but that's probably unlikely. I think the best case scenario for him at this point is maybe they just keep him at QB3 and he beats out Devin Leary. As far as our offense, several of our players made some big plays. Tylan Wallace had like a great catch that was like a 30-yard gain. Dayton Wade ran probably the nastiest route I've seen in the preseason in years at this point. Like that 56-yard touchdown with the route he ran for that was absolutely amazing, to be honest with you. Like, I was very impressed when I saw that. There should be at least one wide receiver spot left for that roster. That's not a lock. I feel like at this point it's gonna end up just going to Dayton Wade. I know a lot of people have become interested in Keith. What's his name? I believe it's Keith Kirkwood or something. But again, in the end, I think it's gonna come down to just Dayton Wade taking that spot. David Ojabo got some playing time. He went out there. That's the first time that he's been able to see the field since last year. Apparently, he had some ACL surgery, which I don't really remember hearing about that. Again, I'm not that surprised because whenever somebody goes down, it's very rare that John Harbaugh actually gives the details of exactly what happened. Like, I still don't know what happened to Tyus Bowser. It's been like I still don't fully understand what happened. It's been like a year or two. I still don't understand. But either way, he got some playing time out there. It seemed like a lot of people were happy to see him get a chance to get out there. Tavius Robinson had probably the best play of the game. He went out there and had the game sealing play as far as stopping the 2-point conversion because towards the end of the game, with about 30 or 40 seconds left, more or less, the Falcons scored and they were trying to go for the win, but Tavius Robinson made a good move. The offensive lineman just slipped and Tavius took advantage of it and just like blew the whole play up. Trenton Simpson, he looked good in the game. He made a great play in coverage. So I know a lot of people, including myself, are excited to see if he could take that next leap right now and pass and, pretty much just fill that gap Patrick Queen left right now, which I think is possible. I just didn't think it was going to happen this year. I was thinking more so towards next year, but I don't know. A lot of people are definitely excited. They feel like he's already a star. I definitely got to do a video about Patrick Queen because I was very even though I didn't talk about it early in the summer when it was trending, I definitely noticed when Patrick Queen was taking all those shots at us. So we're gonna see Patrick Queen later in the year anyway. I don't think the Steelers are gonna do well. I don't think it'll work out as well for Patrick Queen as he would like. But again, we'll see. It is a shame though, because I was trying to like I remember I put up a post when Queen first signed with them while I was trying to wish him the best. And there were many Ravens fans who were trying to wish Patrick Queen the best, even though he went to our rivals. Because again, even though the Steelers are technically our rivals, at this point in their journey, they're just not a threat at all. Yeah, they're gonna probably win more than 8 games. They might win 9. Somehow they'll finish above 500. But like, let's be realistic here. They're a team going nowhere fast. So I didn't think it was necessary for us to even bother taking shots at them. But obviously, he felt it was necessary to take shots at us. But I gotta talk more about that in another video because that's really not related to the game that we just played. One thing I'm waiting to see is who's gonna be our RB3. I know many people think it's probably gonna be Owen Wright. I don't know who is gonna be at this point. I don't think any of in my personal opinion, I don't think any of the running backs looked particularly impressive so far. I still think one of them will shine in the next game, so I'm excited to see that. Because again, we don't need them to permanently be the RB3. We just need them for the time being until Keaton Mitchell gets back. Because once we have the combination of Keaton Mitchell, Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, I think that should be more than enough, to be honest with you. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. How did you feel about this game? Was there anything that you took away from this game? Because, like, one thing I was definitely worried about is our offensive line. I'm still not 100% sure what are their plans with Ben Cleveland. Like, are they going to let him be the guard, or is he going to start to become a backup center? I'm not sure what's their plan there. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below.